To IAG reviewing its UK business, we heard the details just then. What do you make of the move? Who would be a possible buyer now that the business has improved so much?
That's a difficult question in terms of who would be a buyer in that UK insurance market, because it is still a very difficult market. But it's good to see IAG moving away from its UK business into that higher growth Asia area. So if we have a look at that UK business, it has been a drag on what's becoming an increasingly brighter outlook for Insurance Australia Group. And basically the bodily injury claims over in the UK have been a real problem. Around about 20 years ago, about 20% of motor insurance claims were bodily insurance claims. Now they're up to around about 50%. And in fact, the UK has about 4 times any other European country in terms of these types of claims. So it does look like solicitors and also companies really preying on people that have been in accidents. There's anecdotal evidence that people leaving garages receive text messages asking them whether they have been in an accident. So a very difficult market, and one that we've known about for a while. If they do manage to offload this business, it would be a positive for the shares, and it will probably free up about $500 million worth of capital. So looking at a strategic review of its UK operations, all up, it does look like it's a positive for the company. We won't know the end result of that review for a while, but it does look like strategy-wise, really try and distance themselves from that UK business and moving into that high growth Asia area.
And Julia, Mirabela Nickel back online. What are you expecting to see from this stock today?
Maura, this is a stock that's been absolutely hammered. In the year to date so far, we've seen it losing 70% of its value. Part of that is the production problems that it's been having at its Santa Rita project in Brazil, but also a falling nickel price compared with together with rising costs has been a real weight on this share price. If we have a look at this company, it's managed to do a capital raising, 348 at 30 cents, and also a strategic shareholder coming on board with a larger holding at 40 cents. So they've managed to raise $100 million, and what this does is it alleviates some of the short-term liquidity concerns that the market has had. We have seen Standard & Poor's come out and keep its CCC plus negative outlook rating on the stock, saying that the key for this company over the next couple of quarters is really to try and reduce those cash costs to ensure its medium-term viability. That is, if it doesn't have more capital raisings. But altogether, Mirabela Nickel, some of the short-term funding concerns now alleviated, but with commodity prices once again down overnight, we could see this stock
market really appearing, or overnight anyway, to have sidestepped that UK and US economic data, really left to digest what's happening in Greece. Again, those headlines coming in, really putting pressure and wiping away any good news out there. Given all of this, what are you expecting locally today?
Yesterday, the market got absolutely hammered. We saw that Toll Holdings profit warning coming out, and the miners being absolutely punished with BHP trading below that $34 support mark, actually at the lowest levels that we've seen since July 2009. In fact, the Australian market has been underperforming its US peer all week. In the week to date, we're down by 2.8%. The utilities and the telecom sectors, the only areas rising, and I think yesterday's sell-off was overdone, so we'll probably see some buying coming through despite commodity prices being lower. We did see gold prices, silver prices, copper prices, oil prices once again with some significant falls. BHP was down 2.1% in terms of the US ADRs, and Rio Tinto was down by 1.6%. But I think we will see those big miners bouncing back slightly again on the back of that huge sell-off that we saw yesterday, where BHP was down by 4% and Rio Tinto down by 3.9%. So given the moderate falls that we've seen in the US overnight, it does look like the Australian sell-off yesterday overdone, so we might even see a flat or a positive session today.